And a good wet Wednesday evening as we watch the rain come down. I've had several messages of inboxes wanting to know about weather, what it's doing, where it's going. At the present time, we have no warnings in our area, but we still have heavy rain. So I thought we would do a quick trip through radar, take a look at everything to let you know where it is in relation to where you live. Now, we still have some heavy showers on the Mississippi Gulf Coast coming through. Earlier today, we had some tornado warnings in those areas. Even saw some areas down right at the state line there that were really bad. Picayune area. Let's hope that no one was hurt and all of that. All right, let's go to radar tonight and take a look at what we've got, where it is, just to give you an update before you go to bed. Now, this storm, before we get into all this, is moving to the northeast. So everything that is in Mississippi right now here, if you're looking at me, it's going to be moving to your right. If you're looking at the state, looking this way, it's going to the east toward Alabama, just in relation. Using my hands a little bit too much tonight. Let's go to radar and take a look here. As we pull this up, this is what we've got. Let's look at a state view. And this stretches the entire length of the state of Mississippi through Memphis on up to Kansas City as it hooks. Now, what this is going to do is move off this way toward Alabama. So if you're watching this tonight and you live in Alabama, all of this rain is making its way across here. As we'll hit play here just so you'll see this. See how this storm's moving? And it's going to move out of the area. I had several questions about Neshoba County. I've had a lot about Kemper County, what it's going to be doing there. What you've got now is most likely the worst. Some on and off heavy showers from now and then. But the heaviest of what you're seeing now in those areas will probably be the worst that you see, and it will move on. We were very fortunate. The worst of the weather marked I-20 due south, and then it moved a little bit further south of there, and the worst of this area is down here as you get closer to the Gulf Coast region. Let's turn off radar and just look and see to make sure that we don't have any warnings. And at this point, we don't. All of this yellow that is right here is a tornado watch. Now, that little box right there is a flash flood warning, and that's going to be there at Wiggins, Mississippi. All of this, what you would call desert sandstorm look, that is a wind advisory, and the only county in Mississippi that's got that is Wayne County right there. All right, so let's go back to radar, and let's work our way. We're going to start at the top and work our way down, so you'll kind of know where it is, where you live, and what's happening to you there. All right, let's go up here. Let's start Stark Vegas. Now, we see all of this. We've got heavy rains around Tupelo if you're watching from the northern end of the state. And this is just a straight line from Tupelo all the way up through here. There's no warnings whatsoever. But the further south that you go, right here, here's Tupelo right there. When you go south of that on 145 Pontotoc, look at that. But right here in between West Point and Tupelo, and if you travel that road a lot, you'll know what I'm talking about. Some thick rain does hold water there on 45. Okolona, pouring rain as we look at that. That's Okolona. So if you're in that area, west of Amory, all in that area, Houston, Mississippi, I've been there a time or two. As we come down past West Point, it lightens up a little bit there, and then downtown Stark Vegas. And let's turn this on in relationship to where Mississippi State is sitting. This is going to be the Coliseum right there in Mississippi State. Coming up on it, and all areas north and south of Starkville getting wet right now. We go west over here to Highway 25, all these areas. Isn't heavy rain at Sturgis now, but as you leave Sturgis on 25 going toward 25 here going into Starkville, heavy showers there. Ackerman over there, light rain. All right, let's work our way on down. As we get into Winston County, and let's look at this now. This is some heavier rain as you're looking at this. That's Ford, Mississippi, officially calling it. That mark, though, is right here. That cross is Shiloh Baptist Church. When you come across, and this is going to be over at J&S Food, we cut across. This is Highway 514, 25 holding some rain there. That's heavy. We cut across from Louisville. If you're going to be making that trip from Highway 14 over to Macon, Mississippi there, right there, at Crystal Ridge Road, it's heavy showers there. Also, when you get here right around Bethel Baptist Church, a lot of showers. Now, we go south, and you'll notice here, this is going to be heavier rain here in this southeast corner at Nanawaya Pit Stop. A lot of rain there. Let's go east. Now, if you're leaving Kemper County and you got to go to Macon, Mississippi for any reason, all of this area past Wahalak, when you get past where the back porch cafe was, you make it to Sugarlock. All through this area is pouring rain. By the time that you get to the four-way stop there where the Oak Tree Inn is, it's going to be better. It's not going to be near as bad as it was. It's going to lighten up a little bit right there. Raining right around the hospital in Macon, and patchy stuff on up past Kentucky Fried Chicken. But let's call this anywhere south of Macon down to Kemper County, heavy rain. As we look at this, all right, let's get on into Kemper County. This is going to be Wahalak, is where we're sitting here at the Baptist Church, the railroad tracks. If you go east and go all the way out here to Bennsville to the United Methodist Church, it's going to be heavy, heavy rain in between those 2 points. We'll look at that as we come down to Scuba, all the way out to Giles, Geiger, Alabama. When you cross that line over here to Kim Waste, that's pouring rain. As we go west back into Kemper County, let's look at this. Right there at the hospital, all this area downtown DeKalb, it's pouring. It's pouring rain. I had a question there that I need to, and I hate to do this, but I've got to answer this. I had had someone do some work for me. A minute ago, we were testing some equipment, and they left a phone, and they needed to get in. So that's what that was about. I apologize for that. I had to tell them where I set that, where they could get it. All right, as we look at this, as we get on into this Kemper County, all around DeKalb, and we cut across right here at the Cowboy Church. Wow. On down to where the Chicken Shack is. Now, west of the Chicken Shack, it's heavier there. As we get over here in Kemper County, the Volunteer Fire Department on 495, right there around Damascus. East of there, over to the coal plant, is heavier rain. Now, let's get on into Philadelphia. We didn't talk about that much. Neshoba County. The rain is on the east side of Neshoba County, and this storm is moving here this way to the east, so it's going to get better. All of this is just light to moderate rain. When we get down into Newton County, just on the edge of Lauderdale County, is it really raining hard? A little bit there around Decatur, the campus, but the heavier stuff lies right here as you come into Lauderdale County. As we come out to the Piggly Wiggly there at the four-way stop, on down to where Freeman Tractor is, 494 in this area there, heavy rain. On across the lake as we cut across the entire county, basically, out to Tumsuba, we've got heavy rains. As we go to the south here, it starts breaking up a little bit south of downtown Meridian, past SMI, 22nd Avenue, out past the Evangel Temple. You'll see a break there. And as we get into Clark County, it does start breaking up. Now, there's portions of Clark that is getting better and better. And as I said, this has moved eastward across here. As you get to the co-op, it's still raining there in downtown Quitman. But as we look out to the west here, that's getting better. As you look at Pachuta, the worst of the weather has passed through as well right here on Highway 18 there at Harmony. That's better there at the Baptist Church. Now, these areas here of Carmichael and all out in here, Manassas, is going to get some more rain before it makes its way on into Alabama. And as we look here at Butler and Gulftown, I tried to say Gulfport. I don't know where that come from. We go down south, and this is where, again, this is going to be the worst of the weather that we've got going on right now. Still heavier rain here around Wayne Academy. As we look at that, we come on down. This is where the worst of the worst is here in the state of Mississippi right now. Again, we don't have any warnings at this point, but it's still pouring rain. And this is heavy rain from Pascagoula through Moss Point. If you're traveling there on Highway 63, Ocean Springs, look at that. And this is going to go into the Mobile, Alabama area as well. All of this drifting this way. But again, the bright silver lining to this is that we don't have any warnings at this point, and it is moving on out. So it's making its way. We were very fortunate on this storm as it came across the original forecast of where it was going to be worse here in the Meridian area than it was. It's died down now. Things are shaping up. So that's the good news of the stories that we've got to tell you on the weather tonight. As always, and you look off here, this is Pensacola. Y'all are going to get this rain that's coming across here. And what you've got for the Pensacola area here, this is a tornado watch, a gale warning there right off the coastline there, small craft advisory. If you're going to be in boats and things of that nature, that's what these boxes are here. No warnings of thunderstorm warnings, anything like that is listed. And we'll double check ourselves since we've been talking just to be absolutely sure. And that's the case with that. No warnings anywhere in the state of Mississippi. As you'll notice, all of these sand areas there, it's a lot of wind all across. Now, let's check what's going to happen just to be on the safe side tomorrow of what we've got for severe weather. Let's go to day 2 and take a look where the weather is going to move tomorrow. As you look at that, moving across here to Tallahassee and these areas here across Florida and Charleston up to Fayetteville. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow as we look at that outlook of severe weather, of where it's headed and what it's doing. Let me turn that off so that it moves out of Mississippi. I didn't want to give you the indication that it was going to be bad again tomorrow. I left today on. So that's a quick rundown of what we've had at this point. As always, I'll be here to let you know what's going on in and around. All right, let's see what messages we've gotten here since we've been talking. Debbie McCrae watching from DeKalb. Thank you. Bree Packer has been watching. Wet outside, Sandy said. It has been. I think it's going to rain, Sheila said. Kipper in the house. Got you covered. There's a good place to be. Good evening from Birdtail. Also, Donna Hawkins is watching. It's dry here. Yeah. So rain, and more rain. Deerfields need it too. That's true. Jeremy Barnacastle, we do need that. Raining in Carmichael. Also pouring rain in DeKalb. That comes from Bonnie. Be careful up there, Bonnie. Beverly Davidson is watching. Thank you. Galen Bradshaw watching there from the Gulf Coast there. Raining hard out at Delwood. And as we see that is across Lauderdale County all the way in to the coast, not the coast, but into Alabama. Raining heavy in Causeyville. Hey, Tom Sykes, how you doing tonight? Glad to see you're at 'em tonight, staying safe. Beverly Davidson watching us here from Center Hill area. Carl Merchant, how you doing, brother? Good to see you there in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Glad that you're fine there. Pouring down rain on 495 South, Sissy McKee says. Brian Guest watching from the Philadelphia area, and Joy Seal also watching there. So that's a quick look at what we've got. Overall, we've had a pretty good day. We'll go over all the events that happened today, tomorrow morning, beginning at 8 a.m. I hope you'll join me and Candace as we'll go over this and that happened today of our early breaking stories of gunfire in the Meridian area. So far, to my knowledge, nothing's happened so far tonight. We did have that small incident on South Frontage Road earlier today, and I explained that in the post if you got a chance to read that, to where a security guard was trying to do the right thing, and it's against the law to fire a firearm if you're not a police officer. In the city limits of Meridian, he was arrested. That's what happened, and he was trying to stop somebody that was doing something wrong. All the details are there on the story, and I do appreciate the comments that each and every one of y'all make on this. And somebody made a comment to me sent me an inbox message. There are a lot of stories that I wouldn't get if it weren't for you. Y'all inbox me and go, hey, I saw this. Is anything to it? And then I'm able to check it out. You are my eyes and ears for what goes on in the area, no matter where you're from Louisville to Scuba, DeKalb, all these areas, southward, wherever it is. I'll do my best to find out if you see something that doesn't quite look right. We'll try to get it out to you. The worst thing that you can do to the public is not tell them the truth. And I think we all know that. And I think for so many years, we've kind of lacked that in a lot of areas of not knowing what's going on. And you wonder. We'll do our best to tell you as accurately as we can. Sometimes you get a story out that may need a little adjusting later on, but for the most part, we try to get it right from the get-go. And I have to depend upon y'all, and that's where all of that comes from. And let me say thank you to each and every one of y'all. As always, I say thank you to our sponsors. They bring this to you every day. I couldn't do it without them. It's a lot of equipment that has to be bought, this, that, and the other, and can't thank them enough for doing that. I'm able to do what I like. Mandy Haley, how are you doing? Pouring rain in Wahalak. I bet it is. Y'all be careful in the Wahalak area. And again, that's going to be there west of where the railroad tracks is there. I hope everybody be careful. And this is those times, I say this to where if you don't have to drive, stay at home a little while because this is going to pass. These areas, as we look at this radar here, this is heavy, heavy stuff, and especially two-lane roads. And we all know how our roads are, how they puddle and cup and hold all this water. It's rough on you to pull it out of your hands. So be careful. Don't travel unless you have to tonight. Again, thank y'all so much for dropping by and spending a few moments with me. I'll let you get back to what TV show or whatever you're doing tonight watching, and I'll see you bright and early for our first show at 6:30 in the morning as we'll give you a weather update and come back for all the news and stories beginning at 8. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you soon here from Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by